officer at Gridley High School was notified around 9:40 a.m. of a student that was down in the boys' locker room. The officer determined that the student had suffered at least one stab wound and called for additional resources while rendering aid to the student. The student has since been taken to an area hospital and was receiving treatment. The severity of the injuries are not known at this time. Fewer than 20 minutes after the officer had been notified of the incident, the Gridley police said that they were notified by California Highway Patrol that they were with a juvenile who may have been involved in the stabbing. The suspect was interviewed at the Gridley Police Department and was later detained. The stabbing caused Gridley School to go on temporary lockdown, which they later ended. No further details regarding this. So here we are, stabbing in a cafeteria, fight in a classroom, and now in the boys' locker room. I ask you, where is the supervision? Who's minding the store? These stabbings are not just unique and isolated to the United States of America. Just yesterday in Manila, over in the Philippines, we have a grade 8 student that fatally stabbed his classmate with a kitchen knife after an argument in a high school classroom there.